What is up, everyone? Jesus here with Galvanized Metals, and it's about to happen. We're about to spray some 2K primer sealer on the Toyota MR2 Turbo, just removing these headlight covers because they were a pain in the nalgas, and I didn't want to tape around them. But check it out. We're at the final stages. I ended up removing the wiper cowl and a few other pieces. Check it out. If you're ever needing to remove the headlight covers for a Toyota MR2 like this, it's 2 bolts to remove the bracket and then 2 bolts to remove the actual cover. Nothing to it. So you're gonna see throughout this video a lot of cleaning, because when you spray anything, you do not want stuff to pop back up onto the panel. You don't want anything in your primer, your base coat, clear coat, anywhere. So super clean, deep clean. This is when I do it. And here I go, beginning to tape off the car. If anyone can guess exactly how long it took me to tape this dang car off, I will send you a business shirt. I will send you a Galvanized Metals and Paint shirt. So last minute, I decided to pull the trigger and just remove the engine cover, because it's going to be a lot easier to spray, get paint all the way around the piece, and instead of having to deal with taping off with it in, I said, why not? Just pull the trigger, let's take it off. So now when you take a bite, you got to chew it. So instead of putting something back here so we don't get overspray, I want to just take this piece off and give it a cleaning anyway. It looks ugly. Give it a little, maybe I'll even give it a little scuff and a little rattle can, right? A little bonus for the man. Make it look real nice and presentable up under here. So that'll be the next step, is just some 10 millimeters and some Phillips. Get this thing off and cleaned up. It'll be a lot easier to paint, we think, too. All right, so here's all the bolts for this back cover here, minus the 2 10 millimeter. So here, drop it into a bag, envelope, something, and label it. Don't lose your stuff. Or once you take this back off, put them right back in. Like here, I did it right there, did it over here. It's just good practice. I don't know, I do it. I don't lose a lot of stuff because I do that. So this is what we're working with. Yeah, this backing plate definitely needs to be cleaned at the minimum. And we'll get to that later. First things first, a good cleaning in here. Some leaves. Oh, this is gonna be so much nicer that we took it off. It's gonna be easier to paint. And even this, like, there's areas you couldn't reach that are now accessible. It's gonna be a lot better. So here we go. Gonna do a little more prepping on this thing. 180 in the rough spots, 320, and that'll be ready for primer. Everything's already done in here in these channels. I'm gonna come back and just really clean everything up back here before I put some cardboard or paper. Probably paper is easier. And we'll spray it. And here we go. Everything 320. There's little spots that I really couldn't reach while it was still installed. So hitting that with 180, then 320, blowing everything out, then getting some soapy water. And I started with the rag, but it wasn't really working well enough for me, to my liking. So I went and got a paintbrush, a new paintbrush, and I started just doing like that, just brushing it, really getting into those crevices and cleaning it up really nice. And here I go, just making my way around with a soapy rag and a dry one. So I'm cleaning everything really well where I'm gonna lay down tape, because otherwise I can't trust the tape to stick on dirt and debris and stuff like that. Been taping for about a year. Almost there though. And here we go. It's getting real now. Wax and degreaser all over the car with a clean napkin or a towel. Not old, but like a clean t-shirt, whatever you got lying around. But I always use gloves on my hands so I don't get any oils from my fingers or my skin onto the car right before we spray. And yeah, here we go.
Press some primer.
And check it out, y'all. I look like a F-150 Lightning with a headband light on my head, but I'll tell you what, I think it's a lot better to have the light on your head than it is to have the light on the gun, like a lot of people do. But everyone has their own preference. I mean, you know, different strokes for different folks, I guess, right? But I really like having the headlight on instead of on the gun, because I'm actually looking where I'm spraying. You know, the gun with the light on it is just kind of throw you off. Everyone has different things, right? But that's what I like. I recommend it if you haven't tried it. But here we go, 2K primer sealer all the way around. Woo, it's exciting. And of course, I did not bring my large capacity cup, so my nephew's in the background mixing up primer as I'm making my way around, and I'm just standing by and waiting for more whenever I run out. But I suggest getting a large capacity cup for your gun whenever you know you're going to spray the entire car like this. And here is what it's looking like after 2 very generous coats of 2K primer sealer. There are a few spots where I'm going to come back and spray a little bit more, just because I think more coverage is better for wet sanding. But I'm happy with where it's at now. I'm very excited to wet sand it though. I'm ready to block it out and see what it's going to look like. Here's what it looks like the next day. So I start to make my way around the car and take a look and see where I laid on a little more primer, where, you know, I might have to touch up some spots. And primer is like yoga pants, it doesn't lie. Check it out right there, boom. I got to go back and I have to address that. I need to fix that. It just, you know, can't address every single thing at the same time, but you will see it when it's in primer. Headlight cover's looking mighty fine. I got some Cadillac parts I still need to get to. Sorry, Terrence, drag my feet on those, but I will get them done. And yep, those right there. But everything else looks really good. I'm very happy with the coverage. 2 generous coats. This thing was hung up perfectly for spraying. You can see the texture, no big deal. I never spray right over primer anyway, base coat over primer, so I'm gonna go back and dry sand with 400 and then wet sand, but I'm gonna save that for another video. Look at this, look how nice this thing turned out. It was the best decision to take it off, for sure. So check it out, unmasking, and while I'm doing so, I'm gonna look for any kind of imperfections along the tape line so I can address that during wet sanding or just prepare it for when I spray base coat. But yeah, car's coming along, hoping to get it done before we go back to school in early January. And the 65 F100 is moving right along as well. Got a video coming out soon for some of the body work on that one. Just a lot of stuff going on. I hope everyone had wonderful holidays. I hope you are ready for the new year. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.